My dear Dr. Zandink, due to the uncertainty of Europa, I am remiss divine as to when this missive might find you, but nevertheless pray that it find you with ample time for reaction. As such, I surmise it best to avoid noting the exact chronology of the events, but rather simply provide an accurate account of the incidents which have prompted the frantic scribbling of the following. As I compose this correspondence, I have been advised to flee the city of Stahlkreuzung by the frightened appeals of both staff and public officials, those imperial dogs of war who, not unlike wolves, seem to abate in neither momentum nor enthusiasm, have broken through our allied fortifications along the plains and valleys of the Rhineland and march westward with a fervor unwitnessed in the modern age. My confidence, alleged diesel-powered monstrosities have been glimpsed in the eastern sections of the city, stalking the streets and alleyways for signs of resistance. The wounded, recovered from the field, recount terrifying vistas of hellish variety, of hours waiting, if not praying, for death amidst the arpeggiated staccato of multi-calibered gunfire, of the cries of women and children drowned out amidst the thunderous din of drumming artillery, of liquid flame engulfing whole entrenchments, teeming with soldiers, following hours brutal hand-to-hand combat. I simply cannot hazard a reckoning nor resolution to the trauma of these troops, save the stupor of drug or drink. And whilst few soldiers even make it to hospital, these chilling accounts remain consistent. The dead, they say, are the lucky ones. As I personally survey the city's skyline, I bear witness to yet another building of still civic and historic significance claimed by ruin, and in this hour I have concluded, based on description, that some infernal innovation bereft of ethics or morality has skewed the efforts of our defense to irrelevance. Many of the denizens of Stahlkreuzung flee these metropolitan districts with what meager possessions they can carry, some bearing naught but the alacrity of terror, in pursuit of refuge from the onslaught, and, regretfully, I too must join them. It is my intent to venture toward Negrion's capital Islev, where I am in good standing to report the atrocities visited upon the civilian population of the Redskotpolta. And now, I presume, Das Rhineland, as the accounts of these affairs must be heeded if proper action is to be taken by the Atlantic Federation in defense of sovereignty and liberty. I implore you to inform your authorities as to the degradation of the front, as it is imperative that a proper bulwark be raised in preparation for the brutish ruinations of the EEIA. It is my ardent hope that you have reverse engineered for mass productions those Ruslan components collected from the front in Redskotpolta, whose culmination portends our own diesel devils to contest the advances of the Red Menace, Romanov II. Once my business in Islev is concluded, I would indeed enjoy a visit to Greiterdam to reminisce of better times, and perchance quarrel again with our dear Dr. Prasec over the validity of his most eccentric rapture with pseudoscience. I do so hope you have prodded his squandered brilliance toward the practical applications of scientific rigor. I should also like to riddle that accursed contraption you designated as XKY-47-2 with bullets over the loss of my hand, should opportunity arise. In God's grace, May this find you, Dr. Einhurst Kleinen, Professor of Petroleum Technologies, University of Stahl-Kreitzen.